The decision on whether an ex-Grand Rapids police officer will go to trial for the death of Patrick Lyoya is now in the judge's hands. This morning, Christopher Schurr's preliminary hearing came to an end after a second day of testimony and closing arguments. 13 on your sides, Carla Byram is in our newsroom now with a recap of what happened today. Carla.
Juliet, ultimately, the judge has to determine whether or not there's enough probable cause to bind this case over to trial, and if a jury should decide whether Schurr's actions were reasonable and necessary. The defense called their final witness, a Grand Rapids Police Department captain with more than 20 years of experience. He's also a defensive tactics instructor and master taser instructor.
Stay in the car. Get in the car.
He watched the video evidence of former GRPD Officer Christopher Schurr getting into a physical struggle with Patrick Lyoya over Schurr's taser and ultimately shooting and killing him.
At the moment, he basically swung his arm back and spun on the officer. Then, yes, he was resisting obstructing the police officer,
which is a felony offense. The police captain also outlined factors that may have impacted Schurr's decision-making at the time of the struggle, including exhaustion, stress, and Lyoya having a weight advantage. The captain says he believes Schurr did everything he was trained to do.
He was working through his available techniques and responses to what was happening in front of him.
In closing, Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker says there's no question there was a death and an intent to kill. But it's up to a jury to decide if the use of deadly force was justified.
Because that's what the law says. I mean, that's, we argued the cases, all the cases we cited said this is a fact for the jury.
Schurr's attorneys disagree, arguing the prosecutor did not provide enough evidence to prove the action was unreasonable.
The evidence is shown here that they cannot prove this beyond a reasonable doubt. I mean, there's absolutely no evidence to suggest from anybody who's in law enforcement or who's an expert in the field that this wasn't justified under the circumstances.
The judge will draft an opinion based on the evidence and then will present his opinion in court at 10 a.m. Monday. Our full coverage of today's court proceedings continues on Monday, guys.